Crash Bandicoot is synonymous with Sony and PlayStation. The original trilogy sold over 21 million copies for the PlayStation 1, and in his heyday, the marsupial with George could stand toe-to-toe with Mario. While developing Crash 2, Naughty Dog began development on a kart racing game that was heavily inspired by Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing. While originally only signed with PlayStation to make 3 games, Crash Team Racing would release in September of 1999, before Naughty Dog would then lose the rights to make Crash Bandicoot games. Let me just say it now, I absolutely love this game. You have an adventure mode similar to Diddy Kong Racing where you can drive around an overworld to choose which course you'd like to race in. The overworld is actually great because it allows you to learn the controls of the kart and how to drift super easy. Upon completion of all the races in an area, you'll go up against a boss character in a bid for the chance to race against nitrous oxide. This alien's got a serious speed addiction and a very unfortunate face. He wants to race the world's fastest speedster, and if he wins, the world will become a giant parking lot. It's a simple story, but it gets the point across and at least tries to explain why Crash and his friends are fine with assaulting one another. As a matter of fact, contrary to the name, there is no team racing aspect to the game. So why the hell was it called Crash Team Racing? Control is still top-notch, even almost 23 years later. DualShock is obviously supported, but I prefer to play with the D-pad. I feel I can turn sharper into drifts doing so, and turning on a dime has never been easier. This is Crash Team Racing's greatest strength. The handling of the kart is impeccable, and new to CTR specifically was the turbo system. While drifting, a meter will fill in the bottom corner of the screen. Holding a drift for too long will make you spin out and temporarily lose control of your kart. But if you press L1 as the meter is filled, you'll get a burst of speed. You can do this 3 times in a row to blaze through the competition. I mean, you can absolutely destroy the AI in this game if you know how to drift properly, in conjunction to using shortcuts within certain tracks. The boss races may give you the most difficult time as they relentlessly drop items like nitro and TNT crates, bombs, and vials at you. As long as you get ahead of these guys and stay ahead, they shouldn't give you that much trouble. Finish every race in first and then face off against Oxide in a final battle to see who the fastest of all time truly is. And it's as easy as that. You can beat the adventure mode in well under 2 hours, but it was fun regardless.
At least you still haven't gathered all my time relics. Until you've collected all of those and raced me again, you'll never be able to claim you are the fastest.
It's at this point you realize the importance of relics and CTR tokens. CTR tokens are collected by gathering the letters scattered around the course and coming in first place. Time relics are collected by finishing 3 laps in an allotted amount of time, and I found these to actually be quite a lot of fun. Of course, I never go for the platinum relics. Some courses were easy enough to get gold in, but I don't care for pulling my hair out chasing platinums. I also found the crystal challenges to be fun as well. You'll try and forge the best path around a special stage to collect all 20 crystals before time runs out. Again, another time challenge which I'm not the biggest fan of in games, but enjoy here. Crash Team Racing is, simply put, the perfect example of how to take a gaming character and put them in a different genre.
Crash Bash is the perfect example of what happens when you forget to empty your grandfather's colostomy bag.
Look, I'm sorry. I came into this video with the purest intentions. I loved Crash Bandicoot growing up. My earliest memories with the PlayStation are playing Crash. I've never played Crash Bash before prepping for this review. I bought it for the PS1 a couple years ago for the sake of it, meaning to play it with friends and poke fun at what I thought would be a subpar Mario Party clone. Only, once I started playing, I made several discoveries. For one, this story is borderline non-existent. Uka Uka and Aku Aku are having an argument about...
You cannot defeat me. I have heard enough of your shallow wisdom. It is I who is the strongest, and it is evil that will ultimately prevail. Prepare to fight.
No, Uka Uka. The ancients would not allow it.
So... apparently the two can't fight directly, and the solution they come up with is to have their mortal allies put their own lives on the line to settle some petty squabble between 2 pieces of wood. In Crash Bash, there is no game board like in Mario Party. Rather, we select minigames in a warp room with a boss battle at the end of said warp room. From multiplayer options alone, you have 4 minigame types, with 3 locked behind story mode. My intention was to capture all of the footage of the story mode, unlock everything, and then film multiplayer footage. I won't lie, I put the game down after Big Bad Fox. I did make sure to try out Medieval Mayhem for the sake of giving every minigame its fair shake, and it's popping balloons. The sad truth is that every minigame isn't even that bad. It's not that terrible. The problem is that there are only 7 minigames, and you're playing each one in adventure mode until somebody wins 3 times in a row, meaning you could be playing ballistics 9 times before somebody even wins. And now, we have gem and crystal requirements to even fight the boss? Excuse the hell out of me, I was just trying to have a nice casual time, maybe enjoy a party game, but now you want me to play Tank Wars with terrible stipulations? This already barely works, and I have to play it 3 times through to get the trophy anyways, so why limit progression behind what should be optional like it is in the other Crash games? If it was optional, however, you'd beat Crash Bash in 30 minutes, 10 minutes if you didn't have to win every minigame 3 times. I am not trying to shit on what may be somebody's favorite childhood game. In my eyes though, in stark contrast to Crash Team Racing, a game that I've loved since I was a kid, the appeal of Crash Bandicoot being attached to the game loses its allure quickly. So, this video didn't exactly pan out how I thought it would. It took longer than I thought to put my feelings for Crash Bash to words, but I'm glad I finally did give it a shot, so I know never to suggest it when friends come over. I suppose you could do worse. Crash Boom Bang on DS is another party game in the series that is universally derided as terrible. Goes to show how much love Crash has gotten after Naughty Dog went on to greener pastures. It probably goes without saying at this point, but I think that you should try out Crash Team Racing. The remake is on all modern systems, and if that's the only way that you can play it, that's completely fine. It's worth your time. Crash Bash, however, should be left in the past. The lack of any sort of actual content or fun gameplay is the main reason I cannot recommend this to you in the year 2022, even as a Crash Bandicoot fan. Your time is better spent playing better games, my friends. Trust me on that one. With that, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, didn't exactly go how I thought it was going to, pre-planning, but I hope it was enjoyable nonetheless. You guys have a great rest of your day, and stay tuned for more.